These are numbers that matter. 1991 was the peak year for homicides in the US. That year, there were over 24,000 reported cases. Now, 24,000 is a large number, but it's still smaller than the number of deaths due to motor vehicles or deaths due to suicide in 2015. Comparing numbers in this way gives us some perspective and some insight into our world. For example, one of the ways of understanding the US AIDS epidemic is to notice that twice as many people lost their lives to AIDS related illnesses during its peak year in 1995 than those that lost their lives during homicide's peak year. It's a grim coincidence that exactly 2 decades later, another US epidemic would surpass even that death toll. 2015 saw over 52,000 people lose their lives to drug overdose. The very next year saw an increase in over 20% when over 64,000 people lost their lives to drug overdose. This rising epidemic was one of the driving factors in a nationwide drop in average life expectancy. In the world of numbers that matter, perhaps no number matters more than that of life expectancy. Life expectancy is the statistical measure of the average time a person is expected to live based on the year of their birth, their current age, and other demographic factors. Because it's a statistical measure, it suffers from some of the same drawbacks that all such measures do. Namely, that it can be a bit non intuitive. A low life expectancy for a population does not mean that there would be very few people above that age in the population. In fact, in a hypothetical scenario where half the population dies before age 5 and the rest lives to exactly 70, the life expectancy at birth would be only around 36. It's important to keep in mind the non-intuitive nature of life expectancy when considering the recent declines. In 2014, US life expectancy was projected to be on average 78.9 years. In 2015, this number had declined to 78.7 years. In 2016, this number declined further to 78.6 years. Now, losing 3/10 of a year may not sound like an extraordinarily alarming number, but there are other ways to understand this number. In 2016, there were nearly 4 million babies born in the US. If each of those babies are projected to lose 3/10 of a year of life, on average, compared to babies born in 2014, that amounts to around 1.2 million years of human life lost. At 78.9 years per average lifetime, that's over 15,000 full lifetimes lost. Placed in this context, the scale of what at first seems like a small drop in life expectancy is perhaps more easily understood. Life expectancy is a complex topic with many influencing factors. In upcoming videos, we'll be going deeper into some of those factors to figure out exactly why this number is going up for some and down for others.